Yes, 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 yes. UNA. Yeah, I'm yours truly, Diva Lyri. Halo. I don't know what's going on with TikTok and these filters. What's going on with TikTok and these filters? I can't take it. UNA. Yeah. Okay, no. No, no, and no with this filter. I used to have the filter that I like. TikTok came in here, changed everything. Now I'm scrambling. All right, that's it. Okay, that's it. They probably can't even hear me now. Take this off. We're taking it off. That's it. No filters. None. All right. They probably I said take the filter off. One moment. We're taking this filter off. There we go. TikTok. Welcome. All right. So, uh, today I'm yours truly, Diva Lyri with UNA University and UNA Republic representing. Thank you, Love More. Welcome. Lou, welcome. Who else in there? Everybody who else is in the house. User and Tanya. Thank you for joining. Okay. So today I want to go into some very uh serious information. All right. Dealing with AI, artificial intelligence. I want to go into the topic today is what is AI or who is behind it and why it's important. Who is behind AI, artificial intelligence, and why it's important. Now, before I go into that, my people who have purchased the book, thank you, thank you, and thank you. People who purchased the UNA beginner law book. Thank you for your purchase. Okay, your books are in the mail. Your books are in the mail. Check your email. Make sure you check your spam folder because that's where a lot of times our messages end up finding themselves. Check your spam folder. All right, so that you can get your tracking information. If you're still wanting to purchase this book, go ahead and do it now. Do it now before they're gone. You can find the link in the bio, unauniversity.com, or you can go to the link in the bio and find it. All right, and you can get this book. Now, the book comes with the hierarchy of law charts, the universal laws charts, and the vibratory frequency chart that are all laminated. These are also in the book. All right, this book talks about the importance of the universal laws and hierarchy of laws. It also has the maxims of law, all 300 and some odd maxims of law, why they're important. It goes over contract law and how important it is that we start recognizing contracts in the first place. All right. It also has, again, the vibratory frequency chart in here. Vibratory frequency chart. Okay. Very important. Get this book. Very powerful tools and weapon. Okay. So thank you all for purchasing this. If you want to get this, the ebook is $19.99. This physical book with all of the laminated copies is $39.99. All right, go ahead and get that. Now, also, don't forget we have our membership. You can now get the membership with UNA University. Those links go out today. Uh, what does the membership come with? This is a membership package that I'm telling you about. This comes with a set of trust documents. All right. So this is the UNA membership package. All right. The UNA membership package. It comes with your trust documents. Here you have a sealed declaration with the UNA seal. You have a sealed financing statement. You have a sealed security agreement. All right. And why are these important? These is what I call my get out of jail free card. All right. So if you want to get the UNA membership package, all right, it is going to include all of those. It also comes with an allodial ID. On the back of this allodial ID is a QR code that gets you into your site on UNA so that you can pull down any documents that you put on record with UNA, because this is a record, a public record. All right, this is access to your documents on public record with UNA. It also comes with, yeah, this is a membership badge. This is another QR code that when it's scanned, it shows that you're a standing member with UNA. I had a lot of people have used this when their job was trying to force them into things like the jab, and they were able to handle that situation. All right. So this is the UNA membership package. It comes with your trust documents. It comes with your allodial ID. It comes with your membership badge, and it has your federal ID number for it. Okay. So there you go. UNA membership package. I want to get that. All right. Now let's get into this. How do I buy it? You can go to UNARepublic.com / membership. UNARepublic.com / membership. And if you want to leave a link in the bio, leave a link in the bio, and we're definitely going to get back to you. So leave a message in the bio and let us know if you're interested in it, because we'll send you the link, and that way you can go ahead and register, or enroll rather. You can go ahead and enroll for your membership. Okay. UNARepublic.com. UNARepublic.com / membership. Okay. Membership, capital M on that membership. All right. Okay. Okay, let's get on it. Now, I want to go into today AI. Who is behind artificial intelligence, and why is it important to know who's behind artificial intelligence? Now, I'm going to I want to flip to a new I'm going to flip this rig. I was called I'm going to flip this rig because I need to show my other screen, since I am says a demon. All right. Okay. I don't want to go into effects. All right. So I gotta figure out how to do this thing again. Okay, so I'm ready to flip this rig and see if I can make this thing work now. Let's see. Let's see. Support gifts. Flip the camera. There we go. All right. So I'm flipping the rig here because I need us to take a look at some things. Let me see if I can get my camera in, and thank you for your patience. Uh, but today I need to go in on some things, and I can't just do it. Hello. All right, so let me move this up here. I need to go in on some things today because there's a lot going on with respect to this whole artificial intelligence, and we need to understand some things that are going on. All right, we got to understand some things that are going on. All right, so I am moving this over a little bit. All right, now let me pull some documents up here. All right, now artificial intelligence. Let me tell you what I have been finding. Okay, because I talked about this with you all before, about a situation whereby I went on the internet and I actually uh, found some information about the United States Corporation and how it was funded. So, for those of you all who don't know, and this is when I was using this AI technology, and I was asking it some questions, and this thing was really going to town, giving me some real deep answers, telling me about the United States Corporation and how um, there was one started in 1871, but it ended up going bankrupt in 1930, around 1928, 1930, because it couldn't pay its debts. And then in 1940, another one opened up. So 1938, I think it was. And then in 1940, another one opened up. Now, I would love to be able to show you this. I would love to be able to have this artificial intelligence program to give me the real answers. But after I asked it those questions, some kind of way I lost the answers, because I normally copy everything and save every conversation that I have with AI. But when I went back into AI proceeded to tell me, oh no, the United States is not a corporation. Now it doesn't want to acknowledge the fact that there's a difference between the United States of America versus the United States Corporation. So I want to get into something, because I also went into, and I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna pull that up too. I want to get into this. Hold on for a second, and I hope y'all are with me. You know why? Because this is very important. AI is taking over artificial intelligence, and you've got to understand that artificial intelligence is not about giving you the truth. It's not. Artificial intelligence is not about giving you the truth. So let me get into this. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can. I don't think I have one open over here, but I want to get into this because I was checking out this artificial program yesterday, and I asked it the question about the United States Corporation and what happened with the Act of 1871. This is important. I hope y'all paying attention. I'm going into a little bit of history. 1871. What happened with the Act of 1871? I'm trying to see if I can find this artificial intelligence program real quick. Why? Because I want you to see what it says when I ask it about the Act of 1871. Hold on. I'm going to pull this up. I want you to see what happens when I ask an artificial intelligence program what happened with the Act of 1871. And some of you all might be thinking, well, who cares what happened with the Act of 1871? Well, that's the most pivotal point in this whole game. And if I have an artificial intelligence program that's telling me, well, it didn't say what people saying it said, and I believe it, and I don't have the knowledge to go back and look it up for myself, well, then this artificial intelligence program has wiped out a large portion of history. I need y'all to pay attention. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking for this program. If I can find it, good. If not, fine. But I just went into an artificial intelligence program the other day, and I'm trying to see if I can find it, because then I can let you see what it says about the Act of 1871, and then we're going to see for ourselves what really happened with the Act of 1871. All right, I'm not finding it, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But if you have an artificial intelligence program that that you're using, ask it about 1871, the Act of 1871. But I want to go into the Act of 1871 because I want to show y'all a couple of things that's in this act. Let me move out. Let me pull out here and see if I can find this. Okay, here we go. All right, the Act of 1871 is a treaty between the United States of America and Britain. So why can't I? All right, I can get my. Okay, here we go. Now y'all can see that. So I had to make it a little bit smaller so it could fit in the screen. However, all right, treaty between the United States, really the United States of America and Great Britain. Now, I want to read specific parts of this. I'm not going to read this whole United States of America treaty, this treaty between the United States of America and Britain, which is the Act of 1871. But there are some things I need y'all to see in here, in particular, that make it clear that this treaty is when Britain fully established its uh, put its clause in the United States of America. Let me go through this. Hold on. All right. So we're talking about the Act of 1871. Once again, please look it up. I'm going to go to this section and I'm going to show you exactly what it says, and then I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. And again, I know this is history. Some people are like, I really don't care about what happened in history. That's fine. But I hope you want to pay attention to this. Let me just find it here. Oh, good grief. Let me tell you another thing that's happened. I used this document in court, by the way. I had a federal court case, uh, and I was really presenting because somebody was trying to make it seem as though there is no difference between the United States and the United States of America, where this document fully goes through that. Why am I not finding what I want? I'm just going to do it from here. I'm having all kind of troubles just doing what I need to do. All right, now, therefore. All right, we'll get ourselves together. F-O-R-E. Now, therefore. Okay, here we go. Uh, here we go. And I'm going to zoom. I'm going to close this back up so everybody can see. Now, let's see if I can make this right. Yeah, I'm not used to sharing from this perspective. Let's see. All right. All right. So here I want to do. I'm starting on this Act of 1871. All right. Um, Now therefore be it known that I, Ulysses S. Grant, President of the United States, have caused the said treaty to be made public to the end that the same and every clause and article thereof may be observed and fulfilled with good faith by the United States and citizens thereof. One moment, let me zoom in. All right, so it's not the section that I want. All right. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the United States to be affixed, done at the city of Washington this 4th day of July in the year of our Lord 1871, and the independence of the United States the 96th. Look here, the independence of the United States. This is Grant telling you that this is the United States now having an independence. It is not the same as the United States of America, and Washington, D.C. is not even part of the United States of America, but I'm going to go into that. Done. If I can get all of my computers to work well with me, I will be so happy. Done at the city of Washington. Let me get to the right area. All right. Article 10. Let's go to Article 10. Article 10 says, and this is the really important part. Well, all of them are important, but let's get it. Article 10 says, in case the tribunal finds that Great Britain has failed to fulfill any duty or duties as aforesaid and does not award a sum in gross, the high contracting parties agree that a board of assessors shall be appointed to ascertain and determine what claims are valid and what amount or amounts shall be paid by Great Britain to the United States on account of the liability arising from such failure, as to each vessel according to the extent of such liability and decided by arbitrators. Now, why does Britain, what is this relationship between Great Britain and the United States, and why Great Britain has to pay the United States? I'm going to continue, and I really hope y'all are paying attention. I know this stuff can get boring. I get it, but y'all get this, because let me tell you something. When I went back to try and find this document, because I don't keep a lot of this stuff because it takes up a lot of space. But when I went back to try to find this document, I had a hard time finding it. This document is being buried. I'm not even finished with really what's going on in this document. Okay, the Board of Assessors shall be constituted as follows. Listen to this now, and why this document might disappear. The Board of Assessors shall be constituted as follows. One member thereof shall be named by the President of the United States. One member thereof shall be named by Her Britannic Majesty, and one member thereof shall be named by the representative at Washington of His Majesty the King of Italy. And in case of a vacancy happening from any case, it shall be filled in the same manner in which the original appointment was made. Listen up. It's just told you there's a board of assessors, one coming from the United States, which is not the same as the United States of America, one member from Britain, Her Majesty, and somebody from Italy. As soon as possible after such nomination, the Board of Assessors shall be organized in Washington, with power to hold their sittings there in New York or Boston. The members thereof shall severally subscribe a solemn declaration that they will impartially and carefully examine and decide to the best of their judgment and according to the just and equity matters, submit them, and shall forthwith proceed. I want y'all to understand something, because I am not reading all this. I want you to understand that here is just let you know that Britain is voting on something concerning the United States. As we have been telling you, the United States Corporation belongs to Britain. And I need to go back down here to this part down here. All throughout this document, they are making it clear the distinction between the United States of America and the United States. Now, therefore, be it known that I, Ulysses S. Grant, President of, watch this, the United States of America. Then it comes down here, have caused said treaty to be made public to the end that the same and every clause and article thereof may be observed and fulfilled with good faith by the United States. Well, why is it this document making the difference? Why is it? Because they are two different entities. And if you don't know how to read contracts, you're not going to catch this. It's going to look like the same thing because they're going to bore you with all their talk. It says he is the president of the United States of America, Ulysses S. Grant was. But we are doing this in good faith with the United States and has caused my hand in here in witness whereof I have unto set my hand and caused the seal of the United States to be affixed. Down here is saying of the independence of the United States. It didn't say United States of America. The Act of 1871. I need to go on because even with that, a lot of people are not going to understand how powerful just that Article 10, where it's stating that there's this relationship between Britain and the United States, whereby Britain has to pay the United States. Why is the artificial intelligence program not going to tell you about that? They're going to tell you, oh, well, they said that it has to do with something whereby the United States Corporation was created, but that's not true. Well, what did we just read right here? We just read that there's a United States Corporation. We just read that. And why is it that it's very difficult to find this document? Don't pull down a synopsis. Don't go to Wikipedia and try to ask Wikipedia. You need to read these documents for yourself. So whenever somebody's asking me, well, Diva, what document should I read? What should I be studying? What book? First of all, I don't even suggest you even read books per se. Go read the actual document. Because when somebody's telling you about their history book, they're telling you their story when you should be reading it for yourself. Go pull down the Declaration of Independence. Pull down the Constitution and read it. Pull down the Iroquois Confederacy. Pull down this document, Act of 1871. You've got to read these documents because this is going to tell you the story. And then there's a list where I give you these treaties that come way before 1777 that tell you about what was really going on in history and in the land. Those treaties between the United States, the Britain rather, between Britain and the people of the land. You need to read those instead of somebody's history book where they just telling you their story. No, you got to get the real story, and you get it yourself, not by reading what somebody else is telling you in their synopsis. All right, so I need to get in on this because what is AI and who's behind it? Now, I'm not telling you by any means to run from technology. That is not what this is about. This is not telling you, oh, you got to run from it. Technology is the devil, and I'm not telling you that. What I am telling you is that you've got to be willing to do your own study. That's what I'm saying. Because if you're not willing to study for yourself, then we're going to end up getting dumbed down by this AI technology. So I want to go into this because somebody's like, well, technology is good. Yes, you're right. I love technology. But there's a problem with technology in that it makes people lazy. It makes us lazy. All right. So I need to, what is it going on? All right. So I'm going to get into this. So some people saying, well, what you talking about, Diva? It don't make people lazy. So let's get on this. If we even look back, when we're talking about women, women have a certain power that they have lost because of certain technology that I'm not going into in this session. You have to be in the class because I don't want anybody to get upset because of the information I share. But women have lost a lot of power because of a certain technology that they brought into play. And then when it comes to melanated people have lost a lot of power because of a certain technology that they brought into play. And some of y'all are still not getting what I'm saying. But we all know, or those of us who study know, that we used to be able to do complicated math problems. We used to be able to do complicated math problems in our head. Well, with the invent of the calculator, we can't even do that. We got to go get a calculator before we can really start multiplying uh, properly. All right, some of y'all still don't get it because we got some millennials in here who don't get it. All right, well, my people who, before cell phones came out, who used to have multiple numbers of phone numbers in their head and knew it by heart. We used to have multiple numbers that we knew by heart, phone numbers in our head. How many of you know now? Those of y'all who know what I'm talking about, before cell phones. How many phone numbers do you know by heart now? You'd be lucky to know yours and maybe your husband's or your mama's, and that's about it. User says, what document? The Act of 1871 is the document that we just went over. And that document is telling you that the United States was incorporated with that act. But when you deal with these AI programs, they're going to tell you, no, that's a lie. That's not what happened. And then if you're not intelligent enough to go and read it for yourself, you're going to believe this AI program because they're making us think that this AI program has all the answers. And it does not. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because we are going to be responsible for getting the knowledge, and we cannot become lazy. Because if we do, then you're going to lose some more power. We constantly lose power. I want to get back on this. Math, phone, because of these technologies that have come into play, we're constantly losing the power that we have available to us. And I'm just letting you know that somebody is constantly rewriting history. And the AI program is a part of that rewriting. I'm not telling you the AI program doesn't have its positives. It does. It's got a great deal of ups. But some of that ups comes with the rewriting of history. My point here today is to warn you, don't allow that to happen. That's my purpose here today, to warn you. It is up to you to make sure you do your own research and you do your own due diligence and go and research these things. If you're asking me, well, what books to read? What? Look, read the Declaration, read the Constitution, read the Iroquois Confederacy, read these Act of 1871. If you're really talking about the United States and where it really came from, read the Dred Scott case with comprehension, because a lot of people do not read with comprehension because we just believe in what we have been told. And even getting back to the Constitution, read it, because a lot of people have been told this whole, oh, what they say, the 3/5 clause. They said we 3/5 of a human. That's not what happened. That is not what happened. So these black leaders running around here telling you, again, somebody is constantly putting in an agenda to wipe out or rewrite history. And that's not what the 3/5 clause was about. I got to go into three-fifths clause now since I brought it up. Three-fifths clause. What was it? That was a compromise. So just so y'all know, because your black leaders have been telling you, oh, they said, well, we was three-fifths of a person. That's not what. That's it. I'm going to pull it up. If I can find it, I'm pulling it up. All right. Let me see if I can find it. Because normally these are documents that I like to save. I'm looking for the Constitution three-fifths clause. Because we're going to go over it. While I'm here, I got time today. Three-fifths clause. Watch this now. This is why we have to read. Now, this document here is saying, often misinterpreted to mean that African Americans, when this clause was written, that term didn't even exist, as individuals are considered three-fifths of a person, or that they are three-fifths of a citizen of the U.S. The three-fifths clause, Article 1, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution, in fact, declared that for the purpose of representation in Congress, enslaved blacks in a state would be counted as three-fifths of the number of white inhabitants of that state. That's some BS too. 1 second so I can find it. Article 1, Section 2, because we're going to read it. I don't normally go through reading these documents, but I'm going to read it today. We are looking for, and see, this is somebody's synopsis. This is what I mean when I say don't just settle for people's synopsis. They just told you something, and they don't even know what they're talking about. They're talking about blacks and whites. What is blacks and whites? That's not what the clause said. Hold on. Let me find it. Article 1, Section 2. All right. Constitution of the United States. Good luck finding this, Diva. All right, let's see if I can find it here. Article 1, Section 2. All right, here we go. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of the several states, and the electors in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors for the most numerous branch of the state's legislator. Now, let me tell you what's going on. There was a situation whereby the slave owners wanted the slaves to be able to vote. Now, I need y'all to just stop right there, because in your mind, when I say slaves, the first thing y'all think of is melanated people. And please, please know that the original slaves in the Americas were Albions. And please look up the term slave, the etymology of it. Look up, you go to Google and type in slaves, comma, etymology, Etymology. And then you're going to find that the term slaves is derived from Slavic or Slovakian. Those were a light-skinned people. They were not melanated people. Those were the original slaves, light-skinned people, so-called white people when they're not white. And so and then you got to understand, there were plantation owners that were melanated. Please note that. So we've been made to think that, oh, all the slaves came over off the ships from Africa, when there that what you haven't been told? Before the 1800s and in the mid 1800s, melanated people was dentists, lawyers, judges, bankers, slave owners, plantation owners, business, you name it. Melanated people held those positions. They had wealth. That's what you're not being told. So what happened was the slave owners wanted their slaves to be able to vote. And please stop thinking that we're talking about all melanated people, because we're not. So what ended up happening is there was a compromise, because the people in the North were like, no, that's not fair if they get to let their slaves vote, because they're going to have their slaves to vote for them, and then they're going to have more of an advantage. So this compromise came about, which is the 3/5 clause, whereby the slaves' votes would be considered 3/5. Not that they would be considered 3/5 of a person, but let's look at what the terms were used in this clause, because it didn't even say slaves. I keep saying slaves. Heck, I'm misinterpreting, because it didn't say slaves. Let's understand what it said. Let's go to it. No person shall be a representative who shall not have attained the age of 25 years and been 7 years citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of the state in which he shall be chosen. All right, let's get to the nitty gritty. Representatives and direct taxes shall be apportioned among the several states which may be included within this union according to their respective numbers, which shall be, hope y'all paying attention, because this is it right here. This the clause. This is the clause right here. All this highlighted. Which shall be determined by adding to the whole number of free persons. This didn't say nothing about color. It didn't say nothing about skin color, status, nothing. If you're a free person, they're going to add that to the number. Include to that those bound to serve for a term of years. These are so-called indentured servants. Some of them were Albion, but excluding Indians not taxed. Pay attention right here. This doesn't even include the Indians. They can't vote. The Indians can't vote. Why? And who were the Indians, peoples? Who were the Indians? Those were the melanated people calling themselves Black and African American today. They weren't your so-called long, stringy-haired beings that they show as Indians today. No, they was the people who calling themselves Black and African American, who at that time knew better than to allow themselves to be under the jurisdiction of the United States Corporation. That's who the Indians were. Your ancestors. And then it says, by the way, those people were excluded. They couldn't vote at all. They were the Indians were never supposed to be a part of the United States of America, because they were above the United States of America. Whereas the slaves, on the other hand, they were never supposed to be a part of America. And to this day, when you talk about your Albions, they still don't have any place on the SF 181 form, which is that federal form declaring what your status is, because they're not white. They call themselves white, but they're not white. Melanated people were the white people. We've gone over that form. So when we're talking about your Indians, they were excluded. They didn't even have a vote. And then the other people, and it don't even say slaves here. It didn't say slaves. It didn't say black people. It didn't say colored folks. It didn't say Negro. Not it just say whoever else is left, other than after the Indians are excluded, then all the rest of them, they get to be 3/5. Now I need y'all to understand something. Again, y'all are just under the understanding, which is the misconception, that all of these people were melanated, and they weren't. They weren't all melanated. A lot of them were albions. A whole lot of them were albions. And again, if we go back and look up the term slave, we understand that the original slaves were albions. This is the three-fifths clause. It didn't say nothing about black people. It didn't say nothing about skin color. It didn't say Negroes. It didn't say none of that. It said three-fifths of all other persons. The actual enumeration shall be made within 3 years after the first meeting of the Congress of the United States, and within every subsequent term by law term of 10 years in such manner as they shall by law direct. Okay, that's it. That's your three-fifths clause. It didn't say none of what your so-called black leaders telling you about, oh, you ain't worth but three-fifths and you are three-fifths of a person. It just meant that the vote was three-fifths. That was the compromise so that the people in the North would be okay with allowing the slaves to vote. Whoever they were, whether they was melanated or not. All right, I hope we cleared that up. I hope we cleared that up. And once again, my point and my purpose here is to get you guys into being willing to read. These documents are disappearing. These documents are being rewritten. The more we rely on things like AI, the more the history gets rewritten. When AI is telling you something, please don't just believe it, because you got to understand who programmed the AI. And I'm telling you, when I went into this AI program, it was spilling all the beans. And suddenly it was reset. Now it won't say anything to me about what happened with the U.S. corporation. It was telling me all about how the U.S. corporation that went down in 1938. It went down in 1938. It was giving me the number. It had a federal number. It gave me the federal number for the one that was created in 1940. It told me who the players were, who started it. It told me who the president of it is right now. It broke it down. There are several U.S. corporations, and the main one resides in Washington, D.C. And I need to get back to this document before I get up out of here. I want to thank all of you all for joining. I'm going to answer some questions. YouTube, thank you for joining. Let me see if there's another another section in this Act of 1871 that I do want to go over, and it's hard hitting. Let me see if I can pull it up. All right, let me see. All right. You know what? I'm going to run it from here. No, I can't do that. All right, I'm running this document from here because I need to see this. And I hope y'all bear with me. All right, bear with me. Let's see, submission. And I'm going to start taking some questions after this. But I really do, I find this to be very important because I need y'all to understand somebody's changing history. And I want us to be willing to read, because not being willing to read is going to cause us a whole bunch of issues. All right, this is a document that one of the documents I put out in court, and it dealt with this Act of 1810, and I want to go into this 1871, excuse me. The Act of 1871. All right, there's a couple. I've already read these. The Act of 1871 treaty, where it says, now therefore, and you see Ulysses S. Grant is saying he's the president of the United States of America. But then he comes down here and he says, uh, talks about how the United States is sovereign or independent. All right, but I need to go past that. Article 10, we talked about Article 10, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I hope y'all are with me. If not, you're missing out. Good for you. Hold on. All right, so we got the Act of 1871. I'm just zooming in a little bit here. Um, all right, so here we go. All right, so we got this Act of 1871. And there was another part that's really damning in here, and it helps you to understand this is when the United States was created. The treaty between the United States of America. Okay, we already went through that. Article 10, we talked about this is where it's showing that Great Britain is voting on something. First of all, they're supposed to pay money to the United States for whatever reason, but then they're part of the Board of Assessors. So when you're talking about the Board of Assessors for the United States, you are talking about where it says one member thereof shall be named by the President of the United States, who is from Britain. And if y'all don't understand that all these presidents from George Washington to Obama were related, then I don't know what else to tell you. One member shall be named by Her Majesty of Britain, her Britannica or Britannic Majesty, which is Britain, and one member by somebody from Italy. Okay, if that doesn't tell you right there that United States corporation is being run by somebody who's foreign to the United States, I don't know what else to tell you. But you can believe what you want to believe. Now, um, now I need to go on this. There's one more part in here that I do want to get on. If I can find it. All right, so basically what we're just establishing is, and there is another part in here that I did not put in, but is you just read the document 1871 for yourself, because I didn't want to go through the whole document here. I just wanted to note those points where it's stating clearly. As a matter of fact, I'm going to find this because there's a part in this 1871 where it says that the United States resides only in Washington D.C. It is only in Washington D.C. And I'm letting you know this case that I'm showing you. This is one of my clients, and this was a federal case. And you know, when I put this document on record in this federal case, that it blew some whistles when I'm making the statement that the United States and the United States Corporation, the United States of America rather, are two different entities. I blew the whistle. And I have noticed whenever I put out documentation like this, like we blew the whistle where um we shouldn't you don't have to pay for mail. You don't have to pay to mail things. I blew the whistle on that. Next thing you know, they started changing uh the laws. Literally, I'd go back in there and the law had been changed, which is like this can't be real. The laws are not supposed to change, people. That's why I'm telling you, they're rewriting the history and they're rewriting these laws. I'm going to find this. Give me 1 second. Because there's a document, a statement in here. And then that way it can be pointed out. All right. So right here, it says this is part of the U.S. Code 3002. The United States is unequivocally a corporation. All right. And this code states that United States Corporation, this corporation was created in 1871 by the Act of 1871 and has jurisdiction only in Washington, D.C. The Constitution that is called the Constitution for the United States was also created with that act. One moment. All right. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. The United States Constitution, commonly known as the District Clause, created Washington, D.C. in 1790, states, this is in the Constitution that we were just reading, to exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district not exceeding 10 miles square, as made by cession of particular states and the acceptance of Congress become the seat of government of the United States. Right in the Constitution, where it's saying that it's not to exceed 10 miles square. The Constitution tells you that. Hold on. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. 1 second, let me find it. Article 1, Section 8. Article 1, Section 8. And I'm going to answer questions. I got time today. I got time today to hang out. Hold on. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. Clause 17. Let's find it. Let's get it. Where is Clause 17? Let's see if we can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. To exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district not exceeding 10 miles square. They don't have any jurisdiction outside of this. That's what the Constitution said. As made by cession of particular states and the acceptance of Congress become the seat of government of the United States. To exercise like authority over all places, purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state in which the same shall be for erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, docks, yards, and other needful buildings. But this the Constitution letting you know that it doesn't have any jurisdiction outside of this 10 miles square. I need to see something. I need to see something, and then I'm going to move on. I love this history. I didn't think I would ever love history, but I love this history. Um, Hold on. Let me see. Such district not exceeding 10 mile squares may be by session particular states acceptance of Congress. Uh, there you have it. They don't have jurisdiction, and once you gain knowledge of that, then you have your power back. Okay. Let me see what kind of questions been going on. If anybody's been paying attention. Uh, Somebody says you're correct. Speak on. All right, Lou, I'm speaking. They stopped teaching cursive. That's right, Fran. Our young people can't even write cursive today. The Constitution is written in cursive. They can't Fran, they can't even read the Constitution. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Sky. Sky says we were the Indians. Yes, we were the so-called Indians, the melanated folks. All right. This is why it's important that we read, because we're being told that we were some slaves that came in here on a slave ship. That is not the case. That is not what happened. Okay, and I'm gonna go into history right now. I'm gonna go into some things, and I hope you all can see me okay on this. I don't know what TikTok is doing these days with the filters. I'm just not liking the filter on the TikTok these days, so I got to find the right filter. But anyway, there was I need to go over some history about what went on in the past. All right, we're being told that melanated people were the slaves, but that's not what happened. When people started coming into the land and they were doing business with the original people, they were backstabbing. Well, like they do now. They were backstabbing in that they were playing the Indians against each other. Some Indians were like, no, we'll sign over our land. And then other Indians were like, no, we're not signing over nothing. The land belongs to us. And we're not going to subjugate ourselves to you. All right. Remember, I told y'all about the Virginia Company. The Virginia Company is the same company y'all know of today as the state of Virginia. That was one of Britain's first companies here. And when they came in, what they did was they told the people of the land, they were like, look, if you give us your land, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you some money, and we're gonna give you this protection, and we're gonna give you all these different things. And so that this is when they start creating those treaties. Y'all can go and find those treaties at UNARepublic.com/docs. D as in David, O as in Oscar, C as in Charlie, S as in Sam. Docs. Go there and there's a list of treaties. There's 13 treaties in there that come before the Constitution and before the United States of America was created. Okay. Why is that important? Because in those treaties, it's showing you can go, when you read those treaties don't read a synopsis, read the treaties for yourself. You're going to find how treacherous the dealings were between the original people and Britain. Okay, and how they were doing dirty deeds. They tell these Indians, they were like, look, okay, look, this is what we're gonna do. all right, you give us the land, we're gonna take control of it, and then don't give it to them, because if you give it to the French coming in here, they no good. Don't give it to them. Y'all just do business with us. And then they turn around, and the same people who the United States, or Britain rather, Britain told them not to do business with, they doing business. They done given the land, parts of the land, to the people they told them not to do business. They backstabbing. And then they were playing the Indians against each other, having them fighting against each other. So when Britain came in, their whole thing was, look, if y'all paying us taxes or what have you, then we're gonna give you some protection. But the people said to them, look, we will subjugate ourselves to you. We'll pay taxes, but the land will remain in the name of our descendants. This is what those treaties were. So if you say, and your family members are telling you that you have Indian in your blood and you came from the Indians, you might want to go do some research, because the land is still in those land patents to this day. But you cannot claim it if you don't know who you are. You got to know who you are. Because the minute you start saying, you're Cherokee, or you're Chickasaw, or Chippewa, or whatever it is, then you can start making claim or claiming title to your land. Okay? So the deal is, as long as these people can keep you discombobulated, make you think that you're black, or African American, or colored, or Negro, or descendants of the slaves, which descendant of the slaves is Albion. You saying you're a descendant of somebody who not even from this land. That's what you said. As long as you keep taking on those titles, you cannot claim what belongs to you. You can't. Because the land is in. This is why when you go and buy a house, you're not buying a house. All right, because they can't sell it to you, because it's not theirs to sell to you. You probably, if you're melanated, you're buying land that belongs to you. This is what it's like. And I said this a long time ago, and I didn't understand why people couldn't hear me or understand what I was saying. But really, when I was sitting back watching this whole mess go down, it was like seeing your relative who had all these riches at one point. Your relative who was rich and had cars and houses and gold and knowledge, some kind of way got amnesia. Somebody hit them on the head, they got amnesia, and they forgot that all this stuff was theirs. And then somebody drive up in a car that belongs to your relative. You know it's your relative's car, but your relative doesn't know it. And so this person who stole the car from your relative is about to sell the car or rent the car. They ain't even selling the car, they just renting the car to your relative. And your relative is paying top dollar for this car that belongs to them. That's what it's like. Like, I'm sitting here watching my people be in a death pledge called a mortgage for 30, 40, 50 years, paying 4 and 5 times more for the loan when the land already belongs to them. But because they won't listen, there is no help for the relative. I'm telling you now, I know that we are awakening. The minute you find out who you are and are willing to do your own research, then you can start claiming title to your land. All right? That's very important. This is why I keep saying you got to be willing to read. Some of y'all go and get these darn tests from these blood tests where they claiming ancestry.com and all this other stuff, knowing full well there has been all kinds of documentation stating they can't prove none of this stuff that they saying. They gonna tell you 70% African. What the hell does that mean? 70% African, what does that mean? What they're telling you, or trying to do to you. And then here's the other thing: who owns it? This is this is why, I'm a woo saw, because I'm like, I hope y'all getting this. This is why I'm talking about AI. Who owns it? Who's behind it? Who is behind this whole ancestry.com and telling you you 75, 80% African and from over there? Who's telling you that? Who owns that? Because if I have tricked your ancestors out of all of this wealth, it is to my benefit. It is to my benefit to put millions of dollars into making you think you from somewhere else that you're not. Why? Because the minute you claim it, yeah, ancestry.com said I'm African and that I come from the tribe or whatever. The minute you start saying that, then you have given up your claim to this land. You can't claim nothing over here if you're trying to claim something over there. You can't. Not by law. You have to claim the name of your ancestors. You have to honor your mother and your father. If you honoring your mother and your father over there, you ain't claiming nothing over here. You have to honor the ancestors, the mother and the father of these land, the foremothers of this land. Why I tell you to go back and read the Iroquois Confederacy, because what it tells you is that all of the land was in the name of the women. Over here we had clans. Clans. That's where that Ku Klux Klan comes from. They were taking it from the clans that were here in the Americas. They were women that were running those clans. Read the Iroquois Confederacy. That is the document that the Constitution is based off of. All right. You got to know who you are. You got to be willing to read. Otherwise, somebody's going to keep telling you that you're something that you're not. Then you can never claim who you are. This is what I mean by this technology that's coming out, and it's lying to you. AI is going to lie to you. Yes, it's got some powerful stuff. I respect it, but I also know who is behind it. They are never going to tell you the full truth. And if I can give you some deliciousness, some sugary stuff, then I can cover the poop up that I'm giving you. And I'm letting you know, when we're talking about AI, ancestry.com, history that we have been taught, somebody is giving you poo. And if you're not willing to go back and do your own research and study for yourself and read for yourself and know when somebody's telling you lies, then they're going to continue to walk over you. Let me see if I have any questions or comments, thoughts, disagreements. Thank you, Sky. What about the Europeans? Do y'all have any comments? Do y'all want to go over any law today? Any court situations today? I want to go back to because I mentioned Dred Scott case, because I always cover certain cases together, like situations. Dred Scott, that 3/5 clause, because that's, these are things that we have been lied to about, and that SF 181 form. I go over the SF 181 form all the time. That's that ethnicity and race document. Okay, if you haven't caught that, check us out. You can catch us on YouTube. By the way, I want to make sure I mention, for those who might be just joining us, if you purchased a UNA beginner law book, thank you so much. They're in the mail. They're in the mail. So make sure you check your email so that you can get the tracking number and the confirmation on this. All right. You can get these. You can find the link in the bio, or you can find us at UNARepublic.com to scroll down and you'll be able to get this. $19.99. If you want to go ahead and get one, $19.99 for the ebook, $39.99 for the physical copy, and it comes with your hierarchy of law chart laminated, your universal laws, okay, laminated, and your vibratory frequency chart They are all in this book. Let me know what y'all want me to talk about. All right, I'm just doing this right now. Now the I just realized I think my people on YouTube might not have seen any of those documents that I put up. Um, this is a trust package. All right, this comes with your membership with UNA. All right, your UNA membership package comes with a trust, a sealed right here declaration, a sealed financing statement, and a sealed security agreement. This is your trust. It's that get out jail free card. That doesn't mean you can just do dirt. That doesn't mean that. But that's the trust comes with that. The UNA membership package also comes with the UNA ID. Okay. A low deal ID. This deals with your spiritual name. On the back is a QR code. That QR code allows you to gain quick access to your documents that are on public record with UNA. All right. Uh, Very powerful card. This is your membership badge. There's a QR code. That QR code allows you to once again gain access and see your status with the UNA as a standing member. All right. So this badge, as I said, have been very, very powerful. All these documents, they're very powerful in helping you to establish with these people who want to uh, force you into contracts that you have an alliance. Okay. So get the membership package. They're $175. If you're interested in enrolling to become a member, you can go to UNARepublic.com/membership. That's capital M on membership if you want to enroll. Okay. So good, 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 good. Everybody good? Anybody have any questions? Let me see. Nijinsky, you got a question? What is it? How much for the book? Thank you, Nijinsky. The book is $19.99 for the ebook, $39.99 for the physical copy. Okay. And if you're wanting to get that membership, you want to get the membership, we're enrolling now for the membership. So you can get that. It's $175, and that comes with a trust. Now, those of y'all who know, I talk about the trust all the time. It is most powerful. You're talking about something powerful as far as helping you uh, with respect to when it comes to taxes, when it comes to uh, somebody trying to force you into anything, when it comes to dealing with the policy enforcers, the police. That trust is something very, very serious and very powerful. So if you want to become a member of UNA and you want to have that trust, it's $175. Just send a message in the inbox or go to UNARepublic.com/membership. That's capital MEMBERSHIP. Membership. Okay. Let me see if I have any questions before I get out of here. I want to say thank you all for joining me. I hope you found some information. I hope you found this information well, because it's very important that we recognize what's going on. We be willing to read and recognize who we are, because we keep giving up all of our assets. We keep giving up our inheritance. And I'm just here to say, hey, let's stop giving it up by reading more and being willing to read, and not just take the word of an artificial intelligence or ancestry.com blood test, and start recognizing who's running these things behind the scene. Who's running it? I'm telling you, that AI was spilling the beans to me. It was like, Diva, let me tell you what happened. And then somebody made it shut up, because it won't say any of that stuff to me anymore. is telling me that the United States and the United States of America are the same when I can read and clearly see that that is not the case. All right, I'm ready to get out of here. Let me know if y'all have any comments or questions. I want to know. 13 what, Ninja? Nijinsky. Nijinsky. I love my Facebook friends' names. Um, I'm gonna get out of here. But I want y'all to know I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you. YouTube, I hope y'all can see me. TikTok, leave a message. Go find the link in the bio if you're wanting a book. And leave a message, please, if you're wanting to become a member and get that package. And we also include a session so that you know exactly how to use these tools. They are very powerful tools. We don't want to just give them to you and then you don't know how powerful they are. You can't imagine how powerful this is. So I don't want to just give you these and then you just sitting on them and then you're clueless. Because if you're willing to use these tools, they will work for you. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I want y'all to know I love you and I appreciate you so much. I'm yours truly, Diva Lyri with UNARepublic and UNA University. If you all want to catch us, please find us on YouTube. Uh, find us on YouTube at UNA Republic. UNA Republic, so that you can get our full videos. I know some of you all might have just come in. So find us at UNARepublic on YouTube. We're going to be here tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow at 7 p.m. See you tomorrow at 7 p.m. We're going to go through some law. I hope you appreciate what we're about to put out. I love you, Diva. I'm out. Peace. Bye. Do y'all have any questions? Y'all better ask them before I get out of here. Flame fire energy. Thank you for joining. Anybody else? I'm going. Be here with me tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, going over some law, some fun things in history, and some things that I think you will enjoy. If anybody wants me to do any other information on the Anunnaki, I will be glad to. I love that topic. I'm out. Diva, bye-bye. Peace. Yes, yes, yes. UNA. Bye.